Well, here it is, 22nd day of August, and we gotta get the fertilizer, triple 13. We already put the lime on, but I couldn't get the field worked any faster because it was so muddy. We had almost 10 inches of rain, and since that last food plot video, so we'll get to pouring the fertilizer. Absolutely no wind blowing this morning, which is good. The only bad part about it is you can't see. It's humid. A lot of money here. Beginning to wonder if this is worth it. I killed many an animal, especially deer, without all this rigmarole. If you're going to get into food plotting, you're better off to go with a clover, something of that nature. Because that way you know that you're going to have rain. We had 10 inches of rain in July, and it took that long for that field to dry out. Well, what do we got? I put one more in there. These are 40-pound bags. One, two, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. So we'll come back and get the other 6 in a minute. Here's 820. We're going to run the pulverizer over it to incorporate that fertilizer into the dirt. Now, it's my opinion only. Some of you can tell me to go to hell. I've already I live in hell every day, 24/7. That's what makes me non-typical. Anyway, you don't get proper seed bed to present the seed to. And what this pulverizer will do is it'll incorporate you can see that white fertilizer, that's triple 13. Get down there, you can see it. The pulverizer, I went over this with you before. These wheels roll, I could call it a packer, and it's got spikes up in front to help level out the ground. Seed bed preparation for fall annuals is really important. And you think you're just going to go spray Roundup on the ground and then throw seed on top of it. There's a lot more to it in my way of thinking. So I got to get to rolling. Well, here it is, 10:05, and we've got quite a variety that we're going to plant. We got to hand crank it on. I'm going to go along that strip of beans with Pure Traction. Yeah, that Pure Traction. Whitetail oats, wintergreens, and borascus. The plants are right at a quarter acre. So we're going to go along that side because I want the deer to come out into the field. So I'll get cranking it on. Being that Pure Traction only does a quarter of an acre, that's 11,000 square feet. I'm going to do this side. It's closer to the timber, and we'll plant it on. We'll plant it closer. So get this strapped up here. Yeah, this way the deer come out. It's only 11,000 square feet. So let's get cranking it on. Next part of this back half of this hill is wintergreens. Wintergreens, it plants 0.5 acres. Well, I want to keep this really attractive back here. Because 99% of your deer hunting, if you're hunting over food plots, is done at nighttime. Because you can't, if they're out on the food plot in the morning, you're up that quick. So we'll get the cranking this wintergreens on. Well, we'll go in with the forage radishes. At least it says it plants a quarter of an acre. So we're going to get that whole thing done right there in forage radish. I want to set that spreader real light. Okay, now we're going to go with Forage Oats. Plants a half acre. So we got an acre out there in front of us. And it's not quite the size of a football field. That's an acre. It's 443,000 square feet. So 2,200 square feet is what's in them bags. Let's get to dumping it in. It took a hillbilly like me to come up with a way of fixing that. And you've seen it before, but it sure does help. This is a blend. Research equals results. I think Earthly needs to do that on their spreader. They're thinking themselves. And what was once a good product, I don't know, you can't even hardly turn the handle. Now that is a quarter of an acre of seed. And you notice the seed's big. So, nice thing about the Forage Oats, I've had good results with them. Plus, they grow. Now let's get this bag, cranking it on. The more variety you have on your food plot, especially on the fall, the better off you are. Because you don't know what will germinate and what might not germinate. Yes, sir, for my money, I like the bigger seed because the other seed, you can't, they need to make it brighter or something so you can see it because it's so small and it don't cover very much area and you can't even tell if you put it on. And at least the clover, I put clover on, it's small, but it's got a blue color to it, and I can find it. But with some of that, the radishes and wintergreens, you don't even see a seed, and they just go so fast. So if you want something for a Forage Oats Plus, or something a guy can plant, and he can see, and he knows he's covering the ground. Well, here's the final stage. This is a colopactor. We'll run this over these oats and we'll cover them somewhat, for the most part, about a ½ inch of dirt at the most. Colopactors are ancient tools. They used to be horse-drawn, and everybody that seeded used them. But they really press the seed down to the soil. And I'll run over it a few extra times up here because this here is supposed to be covered a ½ inch. So it'll keep throwing dirt on it. So you people that think you want to be food plotters, the main reason I go to all this work is not to kill a deer. I've killed elk, moose, caribou, antelope, mule deer, non-typical deer, 200-inch typical. I do this for my grandson, that he may have an opportunity to see wildlife. Plus, I also do it for the wildlife. But it's a hell of a lot of work. And the older you get, the harder it gets to get motivated. So that's it. I'm going to start running the cultivator over this. Show you the seed. For the best part, it's got cover on it. Out here is where the cultivator hasn't ran on it, and you can really see the seed. You don't want that, see that seed? So you want it like this seed bed over here. That's where the cultivator's buried it, no more than a half an inch. And you could do the same thing with a drag harrow or something, but the cultivator is what it's for. Here it is. We're almost done, basically done. And planting these food plots don't mean nothing, because if you don't get timely rain and light rain, you won't grow nothing but pain. So that's it from the non-typical. And don't get depressed if you don't have results, because there's no guarantee in that bag.